So when did the Windleys move to that area, do you know? Because I found a map and it says 1902 the Windleys were there.
I'm not surprised because Dad lived in that house when he went off to the war, and the First World War. Everybody knew everybody because there's so few of them.
So few.
It's just like the shop people and the people who worked in Porirua Hospital and the farming community. Wasn't much other than that. And we were related to the Eastwoods.
Yeah, I spoke to Molly Sievers before she died.
Molly.
She was talking about walking to dances at Ranui.
Oh, yes. No trains or anything, so you
walking to the dances,
walked.
dancing, and then
Tell me
walked
about it.
home.
How did you walk there? Which way would you go?
Oh, just up the main road, up Main Drag we came.
So around the coast or?
No, just on the main road through. When I remember coming north from home, there was no Parramatta Bridge.
Right.
So to get to Plymoughton, you went right round Patanui through Grays Road and out that way to go to my grandmother who lived in Motuhara Road, up the hill at Plymoughton.
Right. Oh, so you basically did three sides of the square.
That's where you had to go. I didn't go to, Molly's a lot older than I, quite a few years older than I. I wasn't old enough to go to Patanui, but we did come up. My husband was a yachty, so we came to Parramatta Easter. We just about lived here at Easter for the regatta and the dances and whatever else was on parties.
So your family, the Windleys, shifted up here for farming. Is that what?
Well,
to this district. They were farmers.
Well, Granddad, and I presume my grandfather's father came out from England and bought the farm or whatever they did in those days. And I can't remember any of his family at all, apart from, not his parents. I don't remember my great-grandfather, but I remember his brothers. Uncle Ernie, who was a councillor and lived up the road from us further, and Uncle Joe, who lived in Awatea Street with his daughter, and Harry, who lived in Manukau. I was 10 when Granddad died, so that doesn't go back much further than that.
So the family farm was farmed by
my dad.
And his brother?
No, it was farmed originally that I know about with Uncle Joe, Uncle Ernie and my granddad. And then Dad inherited half of the farm from him, and Uncle Ernie was still alive when the Public Works took over all of the farms around us.
So what did they farm there?
Sheep mostly, some cattle, but sheep.
In those days, was it like a self-sufficient farm where you'd have a house cow for milk and chickens for eggs?
Uncle Ernie didn't do too much in the way of farming at all after Granddad died, and Dad right from when he left school. And then he went to the war and then came back and took over the farm work. Granddad did a little bit, but he was getting old by then, and then he got ill and he went to live in Wellington then, and Dad farmed until Dad really broke the farm in, yes, with hillside plough, and I can remember going to Cannons Creek for picnics and Dad was using the plough across Cannons Creek and uphill.
Wow. So what was it like before then? What was he ploughing it for? Was it to open it up?
Well, because it was just rough, it was just hillsides, and we used to love going for picnics where the park is in Cannons Creek now.
So what was it like?
What do you mean?
Were there many trees?
Mm?
Was it very tree?
Well, it had been. I must have cleared quite a lot of bush to have a stand of bush. and planted trees over there, I remember.
There would have been a stream going through that valley, I take it? Or?
Mm. Came through Severs and then through our place and joined the other river.
Now I've got a 1942 aerial, so I'll bring that out.
Mm.
Here's the harbour, and here's Old Pororua, and then here's the farm road up here.
Right,
And so that, I'm assuming, is the
that's
Thompsons.
the other. And where is Windley Street now?
Windley Street, I think, is here.
Now that would be Severs's and Mexter's places up there, and that would be Uncle Ernie's.
So the house you're pointing to, that's the Windleys. So where was your
That
house?
was our house. This is Pororua
Yep.
here. Well, where the road started, you know, the old road came round and over the railway line
Here's the railway line there.
there. Well, we lived Mungavin Avenue. You go down to Champion Street,
Yep.
right? And just where it levels out at the bottom, our house was on, as you look at it, the right-hand side of the river. So that's where we lived, but the main farmhouse would would be Uncle Ernie's place, wherever that was. And that would be Severs's and Mexter's up on that
Okay.
right-hand road. And this was Uncle Ernie's there. There's a big white gate there. Don't know if it's still there. There was a
probably
little
that one.
bridge that you had to go over to get further up. And then, yeah, there, that would be, well,
There's some houses up here.
oh, there. That would be where my brother worked up there, Hargraves, and Tom Ma had the farm, and he left it to the church when he died, and a man by the name of Arthur Hargraves was the manager there. Brother worked with him.
Because, yeah, the Mars were obviously there. They were listed in 1902. So in 1902, there were up the road the Windleys, the Thompson, Matt
I
Steeds,
don't remember the Thompsons.
and Stevens.
Well, you see, they must have been before when we were
Yeah.
just children,
And
because they didn't live up there. It was Vic Mexton and Dick Severs.
And then, yeah, like the Stevens, you know, they obviously lived around here, but there's no houses in, 1940s. So obviously something happened between 1902 and 1940 that, I mean, it's pretty, I would imagine, quite cold and damp up that valley.
Well, I don't know whether maybe Mexton's bought the farm and Severs bought the farm
Right.
from those people, but I don't remember them.
The Methans, they
Yes.
lived here across the river from your house then?
From my years, where you
Right.
go down Champion Street from Gavin, they lived almost opposite where John Ryan's sister lived. Well, his sister lived there. Her married name was Gillan. None of those houses existed when we were children. It's only since the state housing came that was private land, belonged to Mungavins, and they built on it. Evan Place was directly over the river there.
During the war, I understand there was some barrack.
Yes,
Oh, is that right? At the bottom
yes,
of Mount
right,
Gavin?
right opposite. This became a public works camp after the army
Right.
was there
So the army was there during the war,
during the war.
and then
My
it became-
husband was in camp there, so I know.
Is that where you met him?
Mm.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh wow! Right.
Just at the bottom of Takapū Road, as it was then, was the Anglican church.
St Anne's Church.
Yeah. And then they moved it the
Right.
hill,
Is
and
it-
then they built.
There's a plaque somewhere
Mm.
which I've never seen.
Oh, there's,
But there's
a
a
plaque
plaque.
where the car park, railway station car
Yeah.
park is.
Well,
That's-
during the
that's
war,
St
that
Anne's.
church became the transport headquarters for the army.
So there are army barracks there, and then
It
it,
was
became
right-
public works.
The army barracks were, as you go up Mungavin and you go to Awatea Street
Yeah,
up the hill,
yeah, by the fire station.
just right opposite.
Here's a photo from 1962. and there's some 3 buildings here.
And where's this?
So this is the Mungavin homestead.
Homestead.
Right. So you're coming up.
Mungavin there, and this is
Yeah.
Methven Place nowadays.
Oh, right.
And this is
yeah.
Champion Street.
Right.
All right. Now,
So there's 3
it
buildings.
would,
No, the Berets would have been here.
no, over here.
Oh,
here.
okay.
Right opposite the railway station. The old railway station, anyway.
Oh, maybe in here then.
Mm. It was right opposite. You know, they used to drop trucks, railway trucks off filled with coal, and the hospital trucks would come down and collect the coal from there. So it was right directly behind
Oh,
that.
look, there's a whole lot of little
Yeah,
tent structures
that's-
there.
Yeah, I reckon.
So
it's-
that's where the fire
That would-
station is now, maybe.
Yeah,
Yes, that's we're round about there is
Yeah.
where the army camp was.
yeah.
Right.
The fire station
And it
and
was
the
right,
ambulance.
you
yeah.
know, just behind the railway yard
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
and up
Yeah.
the hill a bit, behind the
Right.
ambulance station and what.
So the men were billeted there before they went overseas, or for
Yes,
training? Where were
the
they
3rd
training?
Wellington was the first lot that were there, 3rd Wellington
Ah.
Brigade,
Mm.
and then the 4th Wellington came after them.
And they were trained. They must have been.
They were training
Where were they trained? Where were they?
all over the place. Up our road we had
Right.
we had what they called a truck dispersal all the way up our road. In case we got bombed, they wouldn't get rid of a lot of them. And also at Bottomley's household, there was another truck dispersal.
So the Bottomley became Gere Homestead, or
No.
Gear.
Gere.
Yeah.
Well,
'Cause
she was
married.
Bottomley was a Miss Gear.
One thing, 1960s, there was a big cut in the hill here. Do you recall that? So this is kind
Now,
of
where are we?
Champion Street. This is where Windley Street is nowadays.
Right.
So just around the corner, you can see they did a big cut off the hill there. I was just wondering where. I'm assuming they needed it for fill somewhere, because obviously they're doing the Housing New Zealand estate, and they've just come and sliced off.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
No
I
worries.
can't help you with that at all. Don't know.
There's an old photo looking down the main road and looking towards Porora city centre.
Mm.
So Mungavin Homestead's in here,
In there.
and that would have been what is.
That's their cow bale.
So
This
what's
is
a cow bale?
Oh, that's the photo that John Ryan was looking at.
that's it was a big cow bale. They had lots of cows.
So what is a cow bale? What?
Well, it's where they did the milking,
Oh, okay.
and that looks like the church there.
Oh, yeah, that would be probably right. Yep.
Mm. That's where the church was.
So it's across the
And
road.
there's a hotel and Ryan's and what was Fields Drapery, and my Granny Benson had a shop right opposite the hotel, which was taken over by Moffat's, a butcher, later on. But she had that. And this is
So that's
what became, I think, the what do they call it? Manual training place
Oh.
for Porora School and some of the neighbouring schools, and that was Bullock's
Oh, okay.
house.
So it's amazing that they've got 4 chimneys. You know, looking at
Yeah.
that seems, you know, you obviously had a chimney.
It was quite a big house.